It asked so many questions in the beginning. Oh, mustache. I don't have my mic plugged in or on me.
Ah, that's a bummer.
Two things. It's on, so I think it's picking up audio right now. And really, gosh, if I was smart, we would just not plug this in. It's fine. Why is the computer doing things now? So we've had some computer issues to start things off, which has not been super helpful. We had an update happen. Cameras kept dropping off, so I will be completely surprised if we make it through this entire stream without further issue. So, Mustache, you went around your new bike this week.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you go?
So I went out to Steelville, and then I went out to Bluffview. That was a lot of fun. Trails are super nice when you get there before everything thaws. Once everything thaws, it just kind of turns to peanut butter. No fun. Really not any place for a new bike. But the Trek Remedy, it's super awesome. I've never really had a full suspension trail bike before, and
So this was your first weekend on a full suspension trail bike, huh?
Yeah.
That must have been pretty dope.
It was pretty cool. Every time I was trying to push the limits of the bike, it just kept going, never really found the limits. It's just pretty cool to see what that bike's capable of doing. I'm excited to keep pushing the limits a little more to see what it has to offer.
I guess you're coming from your Elroy, though, so like size was not a huge issue for you. That bike was, because Elroy was so huge, or it is huge.
Yeah, that Elroy was definitely a little too big for me. Just comfort wise, it was great for Shepherd because it was so stable, but that Remedy and medium large is definitely the right size for me, even though it is technically a little small. That's just what I'm comfortable on, so it works super well for me.
Mustache.
Yep.
Do you want to do a bonus stream tomorrow night on the Marin Elroy?
For sure, we can do that.
That would be dope. Do you think we're gonna? Oh no, dude! I don't even want to hint at it. Do you think we'll? Do you think it'll be like if you were to give it on a scale of 1 to 3 stars?
Mm-hmm.
Would you? How many stars would you give it on a scale of 1 to 3? Elroy.
2.
2 stars.
Okay. It's a good bike. It's a good bike for what it is.
Yes.
You know, for what it is.
What's an Elroy?
It's a super slack enduro hardtail. If you want absolute, pretty much in my case, the least expensive bike, or you want to be a little underbiked, it's a super fast pedaling hardtail that you can still hit enduro features on. Get some pretty big chunky rocks on it thanks to its 63-degree head tube angle, and it's super long. The only thing that I didn't like about it was hopping off stuff at low speeds. It was just a little too far in the back for me, so it kept getting caught up. Wasn't a big fan of that. But it's a really cool bike for what it is. It's not, you can't buy this bike and be like, oh, this is my trail bike, because it's not your trail bike. It's very specific to what it is. It's a slack enduro hardtail, very European styled, but it's a lot of fun.
You still have that bike, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You should put a plus tire on the back.
Mm-hmm. 27.5 plus, that'd be good.
I bet you that's exactly what that bike needs.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Elroy,
mm-hmm.
First off, the Elroy got its name because the good folks at Marin like to celebrate Taco Tuesday, as do we with our Mexican restaurant right outside our front doors at Camilla's. But
ready to go. Ready to go.
I had a friend that would stick her finger in her mouth whenever you yawn. That's so awkward, dude. She'd do it to like people. She'd do it to dogs. Like it's off-putting.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. But anyhow, so the Elroy, they do a Taco Tuesday, and the Mexican joint that's by Marin's office in Marin County, which is San Francisco, California. It's called Elroy. It's her favorite place. So they thought that the Elroy was the perfect Taco Tuesday rig. So they built a 29er that's made of steel that has a 63.5 degree deep angle and 140 mil of travel.
Pretty
and it's
crazy.
like $2,400. You hinted that it was affordable. That doesn't make sense. That's not a word I think of when I think of the Marin Elroy.
It's a little more affordable than some other
than an enduro full suspension bike.
Yep.
Sure. And if you're, I mean, it only comes in two sizes. What is it? Grande?
Medium and grande.
No, it's not even, it's
Or
just
regular.
Yeah.
And grande.
Regular and grande. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty interesting
You're
sizes.
a regular human or you're a grande.
I'll take the tall, please, which is actually the small. The small bike is called the tall. That's what Marin's trying to do to people, though.
I was definitely thinking about going back to the plus on the back. I was definitely thinking about throwing a 27 on the back a while ago, but I was just worried that the bottom bracket would drop a little too much. It's pretty low already. And the cranks, it's an interesting crank system. They are drilled to 170 millimeters, but they're actually a 175 millimeter crank arm that they just shorten. So you get a lot of pedal strikes. Definitely something to kind of watch out for on that bike.
On the Elroy? Every single one? We have frames for sale if you like. Sure. I ordered a frame for myself well before I knew that there was going to be all these issues and whatnot. So I have a frame just sitting in wait. But yeah, I was going to put a plus tire on the rear of mine and then, maybe some actual real cranks on it. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, most
We'll
most
save
from that
the rest of these juicy details on the Marin Elroy for our bonus episode tomorrow.
Yeah. Most other cranks for that brand are the same way.
So a couple other things we wanted to talk about tonight. So you went and rode the Remedy at Steelville, which is about an hour from here off Highway 44, heading into the Ozarks. Really cool place with some kind of machine built trail there. There's 5 trails total? There's 5 trails, and if you're going to Steelville and this is 2022, so if it's any time in the recent future, you're going to drive towards a water tower. If you're getting it once you get into town, it's just such a Midwest way to describe where trails are. But maybe it's how everybody describes trails. But yeah, there's a big water tower. So you'll look for the water tower and you'll drive straight up a hill, and then you'll keep going straight onto a gravel road. There'll be like a building off to your left. There's some construction going on at this time. But if you're going to be on a gravel road, you're going to be like, am I driving somebody's property right now, or what's going on? You're going the right way. Just keep rolling.
Google Maps will actually take you to the police station on the other side. So that's on the wrong side of town, actually. You need to stay on the side of the town with all the shops and all the restaurants and everything.
So I went and rode my Trampa there when I went and did my Branson trip, which I didn't know was going to be a Branson trip. I didn't know it had become a Branson trip. But when I was there, I had ridden the blue and green trail. The turns were a little bit too tight for the Trampa, so I'm not that good of a rider yet. So I had a little bit of struggle with them. I mean, it was fun to definitely push my limits. Maybe if I was better, I could have really just railed all those berms, but I didn't. But anyhow, I had a great time out there. It was super fun. But anyhow, when I came up after I'd done like 7 or 8 runs, I was like, all right, I'm going to go on my last run. As soon as I got my board back on, strapped up and stuff, a police officer rolls up. And he was like, is anybody else out there? I was like, no, it's just me. He's like, all right, well, we're going down to the shooting range. We need about 15 minutes, so, don't ride. And then we'll let you know we're not. If anybody else comes, then I got a job. I was basically like a volunteer deputy in Sealville when I went down there and rode. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, I got official duties, and they told me that if anyone else came, my new post was at the trailhead there in Sealville. So yeah,
that's a real important job.
I was ready to go, dude. I was armored up. I was ready for whatever came. I was, I had the board ready to go. I had to chase anybody down. So I showed up like I waited there for like 20, 30 minutes, and I was on the road to Springfield. It was just kind of a pit stop on the way through. Really didn't have all that much time to kind of spare. But so I waited for like 20 minutes. They never came back, and then somebody else pulled up, and then so I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I was like, nobody else is gonna come. I think I've watched my post good enough. Um, And so I started packing up, getting ready to leave. And as soon as I started doing that, another guy pulls up. And I didn't notice him at first because I was rocking out, I had headphones in, noise cancellation, just rocking out, having a good time. And then I look up, and this guy's fully geared out. He's on his bike. He's doing wheelies in the parking lot. And I was like, oh, sorry, dude. Like, was supposed to tell you, we can't ride yet. We got to wait for they're down at the shooting range. I don't know where the shooting range is in relation to the trails. I'm sure it's a safe distance, but they're being overly cautious, which is great. So I was like, they asked that we, hold off on riding until they come back up and give us the all clear. So the guy was like, all right, no problem. He was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have stopped on my way home from work then, because I guess he was in a hurry to get home to the kids or whatever. And starting to get chilly. It was like kind of getting to that like 3 or 4 o'clock, I think. And so he kind of rode around the parking lot a little bit, and then eventually he got sick of waiting and just went to the road. So I was like, all right, well, I failed my duties as a deputy, what would you call that if I got like volunteered or appointed as a deputy, like temporarily?
That sounds like a good term.
Temporary deputy. Yeah. So I horrible at my first post. I blew it. He went out there and rode anyway. He could have been. I'm assuming he survived. I haven't heard anything about anybody being shot out there yet. So
haven't heard a news story. So I guess he's okay.
Yeah, I think he's fine. But then once he did that, then I'm like, all right, well, I'm leaving then. Like obviously, no one's going to respect my authority here. So I was like, I might as well just get rolling. And I got back in the truck, started leaving. I was like, oh, did I put my remote? I always have to double and triple and quadruple check to make sure I don't forget things because I've had a habit of doing that in the past. So I couldn't find it in the truck. So I back up, kind of back into the parking lot, the gravel parking lot, to kind of look around, make sure I didn't leave it on the ground or whatever. And as I'm getting back in the truck, then the police officers come up because they're done. And they're like, oh, just want to let you know we're all clear. Okay. I wasn't about to abandon my post or anything like that. No worries. I was blocking off, make sure nobody else came in, But then I had to let him know, like, hey, like, you guys gave me a job and, I did my best and I failed. I didn't have handcuffs. I didn't have zip ties. I didn't have a taser. I didn't have a firearm. I didn't have anything. They didn't give me I guess they don't carry around temporary badges and stuff or people they appoint as temporary deputies such as myself. But yeah, so I had very little authority there at the trailhead, which was unfortunate. The guy was really nice, but obviously, and who are we kidding? We're talking about a bunch of guys who mountain bike. Like they're a bunch of risk takers. Like if you think a stray bullet's gonna scare a mountain biker, I think not, dude. I think not. We've got real things to worry about, like sticks puncturing through our chest cavities or something. But yeah, so that was my STL. And again, I had footage of it, but I deleted it all for pictures of Christmas lights. It was probably pretty good. I never even watched it. I hadn't bought a memory card yet, and I wasn't about to miss making those memories. Have I been looking at have you been watching me looking at the camera? Because we couldn't be closer to each other. We're 6 feet apart because that's responsible of us. But we've got a mannequin, a bicycle, a computer, some other things between us. My mountain board's down there, I think. So we're like looking opposite directions to talk to each other, which is weird. Anyhow, do you want to talk about winter things?
Yeah.
I was outside in the cold for the last 2 days taking down Christmas lights. Again, I tried taking video of that. It didn't translate. So you guys don't get to see that, but I'm really good at it. I can 15 minutes, dude. 15 minutes. Any size house, I can take Christmas lights down in 15 minutes. And they're they're already labeled and stuff because I've been doing it for years. But like, it doesn't matter. Like even lights that go around the roof and there's peaks. Like I can just control. I got 100 foot of lights in my hand. I'm just whipping it. It's going over peaks, flowing nice and perfect, dropping right where I wanted, dude. So good. I'm so impressed with myself, dude. If I could find like 5 of me, I probably couldn't keep us busy. 4 of us would be sitting around doing nothing, dude. But no, it was really fun. But I tried to get that. Anyhow, I was out in the cold, so I'm wearing my Action heated gear, which I like. For riding, it can be really nice too. They've got USB rechargeables. I think something to keep in mind with heated gear. I like Action Heat. Their stuff holds up really well. They've got nice power banks. I haven't really used any others. I'm wearing like an undershirt style one right now. I had it on all day. I keep it on low power, but it just kind of heats like the top of your chest and the top of your back. But that's nice when it's really freaking cold outside. As long as you got like, I wear my Fox hard shell jacket over the top of it, so it kind of holds everything in. It's really nice. They have heated socks. Again, don't get like the 9 volt, the replaceable battery ones or AA, AAAs. They're going to be cheaper, maybe like, $30 to $60 for a set, but
I don't know
useless.
the price, but they are very
useless.
They're very much cheaper.
Don't waste your money. Just don't
Or
wear heated gear. Buy a nice set of merino wool socks for $50 instead. If all you have is $50. If you actually want to buy heated gear, you're going to have to spend over $100. End of story. I think the socks I have are $120. They're nice wool socks. They had 2 nice batteries in them. They'll last me all day on low. If I have them on high, then I have to charge them up. So I try to plan that out. I'll run them high like first thing in the morning when I get out of the truck, and then I'll drop them down. But like for mountain biking, the heated socks are nice. They run all the way up to the top. They're definitely wearable on your bike. They'll last your entire ride. I think that's awesome. Cold toes absolutely blow. I don't think there's really a good answer to keeping your toes cold or warm on the trail, is there? No. Dude, people have all these weird hacks. Like
I've used like the hot hands, like feet warmers, and it is great until you start moving, and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
the wind's just gonna pierce your shoes anyway.
Right. And that's why people they've got the plastic bag hack that guys will talk about all the time. I'm not trying to get that into it, dude.
Yeah, I know people that they'll cut holes in the bottom of socks for like it's a road biker thing more or less that you wear like a cover over your shoe, covers all the vents. Throw a sock on over there, but you really can't do that on a mountain bike, nor would you want to.
Mustache, we don't have any live viewers on StreamYard. Can you believe that?
What are we doing?
We've had like a couple total viewers on StreamYard, which just weirds me out. Like, who is watching shows on StreamYard? Who does that?
Well, I didn't know StreamYard is.
The guy who does it, he's like, well, I'm not going to watch your show. You offended me. But yeah, things like hot hands. But yeah, the wind's going to cut through, and I've not come across a good mountain bike shoe other than like the boots, like 45 North's got. They're like heavy duty snow boot or whatever. But I mean, for the Midwest, if you're not riding in the snow, that's a bit much.
I was riding with my I've got like a pair of vintage North Face waterproof biking boots.
Yeah.
Rocking those with feet warmers and everything. I was like, this is like until my body temperature raised up from how hard I was working.
Right.
My toes were completely numb.
Because you and Mustache were both, or you're both were bike messengers or are bike messengers. I don't think you ever not stop being a bike messenger once you become one, right? That's just always who you are. So you guys put a lot of miles on bikes through all weather conditions. And the trick is wear hiking boots.
I had a different approach. I just wore a lot of layers and was very cold.
You just
Very
have
cold.
to accept that you're beater and
Yeah, because and really in St. Louis, and so far we've only had like today was nice, but like we had a couple days out temperatures were like maybe in the single digits overnight, and then like teens during the day. That's as cold as it gets around here. Like we're not talking 0 degrees, and it's not consistent. There's just gonna be a couple days. So yeah, basically, it's hard because like the 45 North boots are like 200. We don't stock them in shop because they're like $250. You know what I mean? And in St. Louis, how often are you gonna use them? Once a year, maybe.
Once it dips below 15, I'm out.
Yeah. Everything's gonna be cold.
Even like 15, I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess the answer to keeping your feet warm on a bicycle and when it's cold is you can't.
You get kind of cold.
Yeah, you need to be able to block the wind. There's really no good way of doing that. And I think that brings the other important thing. I mean, obviously people's feet get cold, your toes get cold. That really sucks. And then your hands are the other thing. You need a mountain bike. If you're going to get a winter glove, it's nice that they're mountain bike specific. The reason being is the fingers are going to be able to move in the right places. If you just get a glove from like Home Depot or some other box store, like regular insulated winter glove, it's going to be all big and poofy, and your hands are going to get tired super fast. It's not going to be safe or fun. So that is one thing that, a nice set of winter mountain bike gloves is going to cost you, $60. Fox has, like, we carry some gloves from them, kind of a just barely insulated or a really thin fleece lining. Right. And then like Fox, now they don't sell those anymore. Those are the Forges, the ones with the more gray closer to the camera now. Those are dope. I love those. But even those, your hands would get cold. Like I had a set of those. They were really hard to get on and off. Fox, I don't think makes them anymore. They were like $85 at the time, which sounds like a steal now. If sold today, they'd probably be like $120. But those were nice, and those have those articulating fingers that allow you to be able to hold the bars and do all that. So it's nice. But still, once you get below 15 degrees, 20 degrees, it's still going to get cold. So if you want your hands to be warm, there's an answer, and it's cold bar mitts.
We also have heated mittens.
Right.
Those can also help you out there.
So, dude, I just took a pair of those home, or I used I went mountain on Sunday. Yeah, I went mountain Sunday, and I got a pair of those mittens. I love them. I've had the glove liners before, and the glove liners are awesome. But the Action Heat mittens were so freaking cool because it was like I had no gloves on, so I was unrestricted. You can't do anything with them on, and I was able to ride I just had one on one hand, and then my other hand was free and clear. I could have stuck my remote in there, but I didn't want a remote just because I know I would drop it and then it would just like lock the throttle on or something.
Yeah.
So I only put it on the one hand, but it was so cool because I didn't have a glove on and it slid on and off so easy. And then I was like, oh, okay, I can use my hand real fast no matter how cold something is. I can take my warm gloves off real quick and do something cold. And then boom, just slide them right back on. I loved it, dude. It was so awesome. I love the mittens. I've always wanted a good set of mittens. And that I think that's definitely sold me on mittens. Again, not for bike riding. They would be terrible on a mountain bike, but the mittens are good. What me and Brett were trying to talk about was bar mitts. Yeah. Did you bring any of those over?
I'll go grab.
Yeah. Those are my favorites. So bar mitts are really cool. They go on your bar ends. Tooth makes a nice set. 45 North makes some. I'm sure some other companies make some. Nothing special to them. There's kind of L-shaped. You'll see them as soon as Mustache brings them. Those are really cool. You don't have to wear a glove. You can just wear your regular mountain biking gloves under them, which makes that awesome. So you have the same feel that you have all year. You're going to have awesome control of your bike. And then your hand just slides into those things. So pretend that's on a bar end. And then your hand just slides in like that.
Handlebar goes right in there.
Yeah, and it'll be cold for like the first 5-10 minutes of your ride, and then like your body heat or whatever heats up in there, and then no wind gets through, and then within 5 minutes your hands are toasty, dude. Toasty. You can be barehanded. If you're a guy who doesn't like gloves, they get so toasty, and that's how I always would ride mine with the flap down like that. Yeah, maybe guys who get in the real cold weather need to like flap that up and do the zipping and all that. I always had mine folded over, and it was never hard to get my hands out. the difficult part to remember was like I'd like take my hand off to like wipe my face or something or adjust my helmet, and then I'd go to grab my bars again, and I would forget that I had to stick my hand in because my other hand just feels like it's a normal summer day. So I don't even think twice once I adjust my helmet to like go back to the bars, and you'll grab over the top of it. You'll be like, oh, and you'll slide it in. Not a big deal. People, I think, it really worried me before I started using them that it was going to be like super hard and cumbersome, kind of like, I think the fear people have with clipless stuff, but it was super easy getting it out of them. Is that what would you use that when you were like riding around downtown and stuff?
I never have, but I always wanted to.
Yeah, it would be nice.
I have a lot of friends up north, and they all like the second fall comes, all their bikes have them on.
Yep. It's really nice. Yeah, they're most in different, like the Woodseas ones have like a whole like beard cap system thing that pops on and off. Not a big deal. Some of them have a little easier, do what you want. I think like we have one in stock. Do we sell through the 45 North ones that came with a flask?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's one of the other winter riding tips. A little bit of whiskey in your water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe not, you don't need to put just straight whiskey in there because you don't want to have that part when you're trying to pedal up a hill. But like water it down a little bit, or maybe put some water in there and mix a little whiskey in, and just give yourself a little taste. If you're of age, this is for adults. This part of the conversation. If you're not adult, you need to warm up. Some like Red Hots, maybe drop some Red Hots in your water bottle. Would that be cool?
That might work.
I don't know. Probably not the same effect. I don't know.
Don't do that at home. We didn't tell you.
Yeah, well, if someone has done that, please comment. Oh, I'm not watching the comments. Should I be doing that?
Probably.
Let's see. It'll be zero. Dude, we'll never have another comment again. After the threat we made the last time of reading people's comments, people are like, no, I'm not saying anything.
No.
Somebody said Nike. Well, I'm not going to say.
That's pretty funny, though.
So bar mitts, awesome. I'm a big fan of technical riding gear. Fox has got their jackets. They've got some that are around $100. That's the Defend. Is that the Fire?
It's the Ranger Fire.
Ranger
it's
Fire.
It's going to be $150.
Yeah. So $150. It's a nice jacket. It's going to keep you warm.
It's mountain bike specific. So it's super good for on the bike. Looks super casual, so it's super good for off the bike too.
Yeah, dude. I love mine. It's got a nice high neck. And for like casual wear, it looks great. And since it's mountain bike gear, it's form fitting in the right places. So it's like tight in the waist, tight in the arms, but like stretchy because they know like you got to be bent over and all that. And that's where it comes in important, or that's where it comes in the importance of getting gear that's specific for mountain biking. Everybody always talks like, oh, well, I'm not paying that. I can get, gloves from Home Depot, or I can get this from there, or I can get a jacket, a North Face. I can just wear my North Face jacket or whatever. And it's like, no. I don't need, like, you don't understand like the amount of thought that goes into this gear, and just having the like, I don't know the technical. We ought to talk to Kyle Kringle and see if Kyle will come talk to us. Did you? I was listening. They've got the world's okayest podcast, and Kyle started. He used to sell outdoor gear. He started nerding out on some outdoor gear. It was great. So,
That's cool.
Yeah, dude. So I need to talk to him about that. It would all go in one ear and out the other for me, though. But yeah, so they really think this stuff out is the point. And even like the direction of fabrics or the way they stitch certain areas together so they stretch in the right way. And they're going to be more durable. So if you wear your North Face jacket out on the trail and you fall, you're going to rip the junk out of your $100 North Face jacket. Or if you've got your $150 Ranger jacket on, it's going to be more comfortable. You're going to forget you even have it on. It's going to go nice and high and cover your neck up to your full face. And you're just going to have a better experience. And it's going to look cool off the trail. Fox is doing a good job kind of, I think Fox recognized that they were getting maybe a reputation for some of their clothing. So they seem to have toned things down a little bit and kind of classed up a lot of the gear. So unlike like maybe moto gear, it's not like you could just wear your moto gear out on Friday night.
but literally almost every piece of clothing I have is all my jackets are Fox. You know, I think I have a cool jacket.
Yeah, they're definitely
Cade.
switching more from kind of like what the stereotype of
Bro.
Fox is to more of a
Yeah, the bro
premium
stuff.
outdoors brand. They're trying to pull some stuff out of malls, get it more in towards outdoor bike specific places like here. So
Yeah,
it's supposed to be high end technical apparel, not just the name Fox.
super nice, dude. I love it. I love the direction they're going. It's really cool. They're really investing in mountain bikers. So that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, obviously I think moto is always going to, or for a very long time at least, will always kind of lead the numbers game as far as protection and clothing manufacturers go. But Fox is always, and same as Troy Lee, has made huge investment in bikes. So it's nice to support those companies, I think, and help because they have enough money to research the things to do it right and to keep things fresh and to keep updating and innovating. And that is one thing, you know, again, like I love the jacket at $150. Hey, it's going to block wind. It's going to help cover your neck where it needs to. It's going to stretch on the right places, but then it's multi-purpose, so you can wear it. It's going to look good. And then like people who know, like the Fox symbols kind of, like not everybody thinks twice about that, but like if I see somebody wearing a Ranger jacket, I know they're a mountain biker. You know what I mean? So like, I always think that kind of stuff's cool, like that. You know, those who know kind of stuff when you're wearing gear like that, and you can find cool people. So yeah, jacket's good. Obviously, riding pants are going to be important. Wear leggings under that. We sell leggings from Garneau. We have heated leggings from Action Heat. I'm wearing heated leggings right now. I love these things. But then Garneau has their leggings. You know, I don't know if every bike shop has them. You know, you can always go and buy women's tights, I guess, if you're a guy. That's what I did before I had the shop, and now we have like Fox leggings and Garneau and that because they didn't sell leggings for men 4 years. I mean, I don't know. They still may not sell leggings. Well, like Nike has like those leggings. I do have a set of Nike ones because they eventually came out. But yeah, so I'd have to buy women's leggings. You can get the Nike ones, or if your local bike shop has some cool leggings, you can do that. And then yeah, Fox has got the bibs, which are really awesome. If it's really cold, that's kind of it's definitely a like treating yourself kind of item. I feel like it's really nice to be able to do something like that, especially with winter gear, because winter gear is going to be heavier. So having the bibs on there, just being able to slide that on. Yeah, dude, for those super cold, snowy days. Those are so nice, dude.
Super nice.
And then what would you imagine wearing under that? You would just put your knee pads on and your chamois under that?
Yeah, I'd wear my hip pads and my knee pads.
Yep.
I don't wear a chamois. I just wear the hip pads.
Oh, nice. Yeah, dude, you're
Yeah, got to protect the sides. Not done.
Now that you have a bike, though, now like, well, I guess that'll really you would pedal in. But bibs are really cool. Those are like $250, something like that.
Yeah, I think they're like 210.
210. So I mean, there. You know, I mean, it's gonna last forever. That's the other thing. You know, if you're a younger guy, you know, if you're under the age of 25, maybe investing in like nice technical winter gear right now
is last year. It's a big investment.
Well, I'm just saying like growth wise, yeah. So like for younger guys, maybe hold off until you're done growing and you kind of know what your body type's gonna be, and then you know start investing in that. And maybe when you're like 25, 30, something. Be cold until then. That's on you for being a young person and growing still.
Yeah, we got a bunch of cool options. Wearing goggles is also super important for riding in the cold weather. Nothing worse than once you get up to speed and your eyes start tearing because it's so cold, so dry, so windy. I'm a huge fan of goggles. I really don't ride in the winter.
I prefer it when my eyelids are frozen.
Yeah, you don't need to see. You don't need to see
like that.
Not important.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, you kind of feel your way. Yeah. Yeah. You feel you see your path through your pedals.
Close your eyes.
And through the saddle probably a little bit. Pick up some senses there. Through your hands even. Yeah, goggles are huge. The viral ones have that little nose piece on it, which is cool too, but you don't need that. Just having the goggle on is going to protect your nose from the cold. That is, I think, even worse because you can put sunglasses on or eyeglasses on and protect your eyes, kind of. But yeah, goggles just keep the air off your nose, because when my nose gets cold, I'm right, and I hate that.
Mhm.
And it's hard to wear sunglasses and a face mask and that kind of stuff. So yeah, and then Fox has got some face masks that are nice. I love face masks. I'm a big fan of face masks. If you can keep your face warm, then the rest of your body's going to stay a lot warmer. You're not going to feel as cold. So it's really important. If you're riding a mountain bike, you don't need anything that goes over the top of your head. If you put anything over the top of your head, you are going to sweat like crazy and you're going to hate it. So if you get like a balaclava or any type of face mask, try to get one that's not going to go over the top of your head. Or that you have the option to pull that down, but then it's going to bunch up in your helmet. So just get one that does not and can just at least pull up over your mouth. And then, like I said, your nose is going to be kind of protected if you're wearing goggles. You should be pretty good to go at that point. Or you might be able to slide it up there, and it'll hook on your ears. You'll be fine. It's not going anywhere. But don't cover the top of your head. Again, maybe for anything around here, anything 15 degrees and up, I think it's a great number to stick with. Then you don't need anything on the top of your head. And you should be a little bit cold at the beginning of your mountain bike ride. If you're ever warm when you set out for a mountain bike ride in the winter time, you're in trouble, dude.
Yeah, you have to be cold when you start off so that when you do warm up when you're riding, it's comfortable for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So
what's this bike we got sitting here?
So is that all we're doing on winter gear? So we've decided that there's not, I mean, you could go all out and buy a pair of 45 North boots if you wanted to block the wind, because that's what you need to sort out is how do I block the wind. Short of that, you can put some hot hands and stuff in your shoes, but it's not really going to help. You can get some heated socks, and that's going to help a little bit for a couple hours. So that's fine. And you really got to watch where the wires are. Like the ones we sell are all the way up to the foot pad, but kind of stop at the toes. So your toes are still getting a little bit cold. So keep that in mind. Nice set of merino wool socks. I was always told you're not supposed to double up socks. Makes you colder if you double them up.
Oh, it's if you don't have if you want to double up socks, you gotta get bigger shoes. So if you don't have room in your shoes for more socks, it causes the socks to compress and they can't actually circulate air the way they're supposed to.
What are you looking at? Heck yeah, dude. All right, I'd always wondered the science behind that. That makes sense.
Like a half size bigger shoe, you could totally double up on socks and have real toasty feet. I just never do that because who wants to have one pair of shoes that's only for 15 below?
Right.
15 below.
So one pair of get a nice pair of $50 socks. Do yourself a favor, get some nice socks in there. That'll help start the process, right? And then working your way up, you can get some leggings. You can go buy some Nike ones. Maybe your local bike shop like us just got some Garneaus or something for you. Or you can go to the women's section and just go buy some leggings. Get a cute color or something. I don't care. And then have a pair of mountain bike pants over top of those. Those are going to help block a little bit of wind. And then even if they're just regular mountain bike pants, they're also going to repel some moisture, stuff like that. Moisture is going to be something you want to try to keep off of your skin, obviously, in the wintertime, but it's going to be around. So do that as you're moving up. And normally if you just have leggings on, and you got your knee pads and all that kind of stuff and a pair of pants, no matter how cold it gets, that's all you'll ever need. The leggings may be overkill for anything above like 25 or 20 even. Yeah. So because by the time you put knee pads and all those layers on, you'll be cooking. And then moving up, you could do like a base layer, or like I like the heated stuff because I can turn it on and off as I please, or keep it on low, which is nice. But anyhow, just any base layer, and then a jersey. And then if it's really cold or windy, then a jacket is nice, and a mountain bike specific gear here, not just any jacket, because you're going to be caught like this and you're going to feel limited in your mobility. If you're not in mountain bike specific gear is going to give you the ability to really just kind of forget you've got all these extra layers on. And that's the thing, you don't want to get too bulky. I feel like that's how a lot of other jackets can be. And they're, nobody wants to hear that crap. And if you fall out, you're going to tear up anything that's not a mountain bike jacket. So wear mountain bike gear. It'll last you forever. It's an investment. You spend $150 on it. That means you have it for 10 years. If you only bust it out 3 times on the trail, that's $50, but chances are you'll wear it all the time anyway. So I always wear my jacket. I love it. Wall box stuff looks so good. Like in it, hopefully you have a shop that stocks a lot of it like we do, because I think you really do need it. Boxes sizing varies so much. They have so many different like styles of gear. I think you really need to try that stuff on. But if you can't, Gus close, and hopefully you can get things. You're right, maybe. But anyhow, then moving up, goggles, huge. Get a face mask. Don't cover the top of your head. If you got a full face helmet, awesome. Wear that. If you don't have a full face helmet, go get one and then just start wearing that, please. That's it, really. That's all you need to know. Goggles, full face, jacket, 2 layers underneath, pants, maybe a layer underneath, knee pads, hip pads, shoes. Your feet are just gonna suck, dude. Always. There's no way to fix it. What a poor design.
You're riding in cold, you're gonna get a little cold.
Yeah, dude. I like on road bikes, and for folks that ride clipless, maybe they have the option, those covers they've got for the clipless folks. So yeah, if you're riding, I don't even I forget they're mountain bikers.
They help a lot.
Yeah, those guys have that option, but I don't know how it is getting in and out of those when you're on the trail. I guess they're pretty tight.
It doesn't affect the cleat at all.
Yeah, the booties
But-
go around.
There's a
cleat,
hole
so you
for the
don't-
cleat.
Right.
don't-
But when you step off the bike, you still got the booties making contact with the leaves.
Usually the bottom of them is
Rubberized.
a little bit
Yeah.
different material, so you're
A little
not going
tougher.
to be slipping around.
They're nice because they.
Can you
usually
get
they're
booties and just
different.
slide them on your mountain bike shoes?
Well, it depends on.
You would have to cut a hole for your sole so that it would grip, because it would just be the booty on the pedal.
They're usually designed for more road style shoes, though. So they're
Maybe slimmer.
if you have like skate style mountain bike shoes, it's going to be really difficult to get them over it.
Skate style mountain bike shoes, all of it. The next thing before we get into that, you know what? Well, we should talk. So here in Eureka, we have a ski hill called Hidden Valley. It's been in the Eureka area for some time. It used to be a golf course, and then it changed to a ski hill, which is dope. But they put in zip lines last year. They're about a mile. They used to be a mile from me at the old shop. They're probably about a mile and a half from me. Maybe a mile the way the bird flies or whatever. Are you on camera, or is it just me? And he went to school for this. This is
I thought we were going to transition.
how many years did you go to SLU?
5.
5 years. Hidden Valley. So they're opened up. They're owned now by Vail, but they're opened up, and people need to go there and support them. I think here we're in the Midwest, and COVID's happening, so they've got some rules maybe everybody doesn't quite agree with. You have to be vaccinated if you want to dine indoors at Hidden Valley. Have you ever dined indoors at Hidden Valley? You ever dined indoors at Hidden Valley?
I've sat at the bar.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no dining happening. You're not missing out. You're not being excluded from anything.
Usually people just go into the bar, get their drink, and then go outside, hang with their buddies outside.
Yeah. So now you have an excuse just to go to your car and then maybe grab. Can you grab a little brewski from your car? Is that against the rules?
I don't know. I'm sure they don't like it,
But you can. I mean, I'm going to ask the younger viewers under 21. Go ahead, plug your ears for the next few minutes as you talk about this. But they let your light just turn off.
I guess they ran out of battery.
Do you want my battery for my Action Heat jersey, dude? That's so funny, man.
We got a comment. It's pretty funny.
Was it? What's funny about it? There's no actual words to the comment. Oh, our screen just died. Shit. We've been hacked. Oh wait. Why did it we literally were hacked? That's not funny, dude. Not cool. Oh. It's all me now. Mustache. You should put yourself on camera. But anyway, he probably has that. But people should stop. My point being, I don't really care how people feel. It's just two B's. This is awesome. Really getting my point across here. No, but my only point is I don't really care what people's kind of dreams and aspirations are about all that stuff going on. But there's not many ski hills in the Midwest. If you don't let your kind of thoughts about how all these things are going affect your ability to be able to support a local business, like they didn't, I'm sure, maybe they did make that rule and they think it's really great, but they're a big corporation that they're part of, so they have certain rules that need to be followed. They're really just trying to look out for everybody's best interests. They're not trying to like jam their beliefs down anybody's throats. They're just, you know, somebody I'm sure has great intentions, whether you agree with them or not. But I think it's still important. Hidden Valley's had a rough couple of years. We've had some pretty short winters. So I think it's really important that everybody kind of puts all that aside, forgets about it. If you're not vaccinated and you're not allowed to dine indoors, you're not missing anything in there. You can still go inside, use the restrooms, warm up real quick, stuff like that. But I really hope that doesn't deter people and doesn't deter the turnout at Hidden Valley, because I want to see them be as profitable as possible. Because 5 years from now, it's going to really blow for us if Hidden Valley sells their property and they build a subdivision there because they didn't make any money because everybody was mad about their rule that, you know, ideally maybe this time next year we're not dealing with this again. I think we all thought that maybe last year and
maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah. So I mean, who knows? But I think it's important for us to remember that it's not that going there and supporting them if you're into skiing and snowboarding and all that is about, it's more than about Hidden Valley as a company. It's about supporting your ski hill. It's not about supporting Hidden Valley and, you know, what rules they decide to enact or not enact. I mean, I had posted something similar to that earlier this morning. I had to delete it immediately because it just turned really, like, everybody was super nice and everything like that, but like I just was like, oh, this is not going to read well for anybody. So, you know, I don't, you know, as a business owner, I personally would never ask anybody but I'm not like a big venue either. You know what I mean? Like,
something else to keep in mind is that Vail Resorts, the people that run Hidden Valley, they're used to having some of the biggest ski resorts on the planet and in the country. That's
people from all over the place.
They're used to having ski resorts with 3 or 4 different lodges on the mountain and then 2 or 3 at the base, whereas Hidden Valley is so small. It's just one little kind of shack at the bottom. It's not what the big guys who are making the rules are really envisioning. It's just those rules are just trickling down to the smaller scale. So
yeah,
and still want to support your ski hill for sure. I mean, we're just happy that they're allowed to have any skiing at all with COVID, that they're allowed to put people on chairlifts. So let's just be happy that they're doing that and get out there and have some fun skiing.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. That was really well put. I like how you said that because, yeah, they do on those bigger hills. They have to worry about people coming from all over the world to come ski there. So they have to have rules like that. And they can't just say, okay, yeah, we're going to do, you know, we're going to have these rules for these resorts. And, you know, the Midwest, they're the Midwest. So, you know, and that is true. People aren't traveling from around the world to come to Hidden Valley. But again, they have to be consistent as far as liabilities go and stuff. Being a big corporation in that. So yeah, please still support them. They work really hard. The guys here are awesome. We're really close with a couple of guys. They come out and ride with us all the time and do our group rides and that. I've been out there a few times checking out the hillside and that kind of, you know, they're definitely, you know, I know mountain bikers are the people tuning into this. You know, they're not mountain bike adverse by any means. So that's an open conversation that's still going on. So again, we want to keep them in operation. We want to keep supporting them. We want them to know we've got their backs. You know, so that, you know, as time kind of passes, yeah, then maybe, you know, they'll kind of return that favor a little bit. So I would say for the next couple of years, let's continue to support them, stay in their ears about how cool it would be if they retrofitted their lifts with a little bike hanger, or maybe just had a shuttle, maybe just put in a couple of trails and sorted that out, how much we would appreciate it.
There's a lot of little things that would be super cool there. Could even phase it out. That would be super cool. Get some cross-country trails. Then once those take off, get some more shuttle lift trails. That could be a super sweet way of doing it. But
yeah, dude, they had they had so much cool stuff planned before COVID hit, which is really, unfortunate. But like their kind of idea, they've got a summer use permit having zip lines now. So like they wanted people to come out there and hike. They wanted to have like bands out there and do all this really cool stuff in the summertime. And then COVID came and it just put the absolute kibosh on any of that stuff kind of coming up. So I'm sure they plan on getting back to that and working back into that mode kind of as the world renormalizes. But be patient with them, do what we can to support them in whatever way we can. Let's keep them here. Let's make sure that our kids and their kids have a hill to ski on in the Midwest, because it's going to really blow. I think, does Kansas City have a ski hill? There may be one in Kansas City. But the thing is, you don't want to drive 4 hours to go to it's a ski hill in Missouri. It's not that awesome. Yeah. So it's nice that it's just a 30-minute drive. And it amazes me that they have a bar and that people just drink freely there and then jump on skis and go down the hill. And they don't have a helmet requirement. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you do not have to wear a helmet. And I have bought a beer at the bar, hopped on the ski lift with the beer in my hand, drinking the beer, gotten off the ski lift, skied down the whole hill, and then hit the train park and hit jumps in the train park with beer in my hand. That I bought from there. No one cared.
Dude, Hidden Valley, the people at Hidden Valley are so awesome. Like, I'm not just like saying that. I don't, why else would I say that? I think they're cool. I don't ski. I don't snowboard. I do mountboard, which they say is like a combination of mountboarding and snowboarding. So I'm kind of a snowboarder. But no, they are really awesome. Like, we did a fundraiser there the February before COVID. And they let us go on the tube hill, and we did beer pong down at the bottom. I've got a video on the YouTube channel you can look up. It's pretty funny. But yeah, dude, they're such a party. They are an absolute riot. Support them. Don't get hung up on little stuff like going into. It's not dining. It's hot dogs and beer. Just bring snacks in your car. Like, that's all you gotta do. Just think ahead. Bring a cooler. Put a snack in your car. Support them. It's not support them. That's all. So anyway, speaking of people losing things and not having access to certain stuff, Brett plays bike polo, and he brought to my attention a really cool video from Grand Rapids. They had a bike polo court, and it was surrounded by pickleball courts, just invaded around it. Brett plays bike polo. It's very interesting sport. I love watching the videos of it. But anyhow, over COVID, they stopped having events and games as much. So they thought that no one was using the court. So the city and the mayor and stuff decided that they were just going to put additional pickleball courts there. So I'll play the video of that. It's pretty fun.
Volume up or down?
Dude, I don't even think my mouse is working. I don't know, dude, to be honest with you. Dude, I have this cool mouse, and I can't even use it.
Got too many buttons.
All right, dude. Here we go.
Bet it has. Introducing the next evolution in pickleball technology.
It's so inappropriate.
I'm Todd with Dingle Thomas, and we're interrupting your regularly scheduled pickle programming with an explosive breaking story here. A riot is developing this weekend. Onlookers from one of our 18 pickle courts say a group of rowdy drunkards appear to be riding bicycles on the construction site of the next 6 pickle courts. Let's take a look.
What they do with bikers and stuff, or snowboarders. Look at that, though. There's so many pickleball.
Hit me! Generals gathered in their masses.
And this is just for people in audio. A bunch of dudes running around. Pickleball, it looks like it's just like a big party. Which is a bunch of nice
poisoning their brainwashed minds.
Also a costume tournament.
It's not normal. But yeah, people can look up this video. It's Grand Rapids bike polo. So good. They're riding around in the weather. If you haven't seen bike polo, it's insane. These guys run, most of them run a front brake. They have like a Polo stick making them all. But you can't put your foot down. You put your foot down, like go over to the back of the car. So these guys are so good.
Imagine playing hockey outside.
Yeah. This guy's on a little, he's on like
Do it.
this dude's partying, jumping around, getting crazy. It looks like so much fun. Dogs, of course. Hammock, of course. Dude, this video is, if you're not watching it right now, you need to go to YouTube and watch it. Stop listening to it.
I'm actually being told we've reached Pickles CFO Richard McWhiteman, who is at the scene. Richard, what's going on?
Oh, it's just some excitement about this sort of overcomplicated bicycle game they play. You know, we've been trying to snap up these hockey ovals or what have you since we took the last of the tennis courts about 3 years ago. They're seldom used, hardly ever, unless they're still here after 5 p.m. or in temps under 65 degrees. Insanity. Still, the Parks and Rec Department said they've got a right to be here, at least until there's a place for them. Public property. So, of course, we did the reasonable thing and took it to the tourism board and the mayor who rubber stamped the whole thing for us.
They are building.
They simply couldn't wait.
We
We got membership and revenue goals to hit next year.
Right now,
That's why we succeed.
Grand Rapids, they got
That's
a
why
new
we've
spot
got money
where
and power in
they
our
only
club.
took one of the courts,
Certainly
like
more
the
than they
courts,
do.
and built up a new.
Anyway,
a new
I'm
court
sure
there.
there's somewhere else for them to play. There must be. There's over 150 pickle courts within 30 miles of here.
So that's gonna be pretty cool. I can't wait to see what it looks like whenever they get that done.
I muted the bike polo video for us. So that's nice of them to do, though.
Yeah.
Is it, and it's just going to be bike polo specific?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I think it's gonna still be multi-use, so like hockey and futsal can still. Futsal, if you're unaware, is just it's just street soccer.
Okay. That's cool. It's like indoor soccer, but outdoor. It's outdoor, indoor soccer.
Basically.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Mustache. I'm going to throw you up on the big screen.
Even on the big screen, Brett's bike's on the big screen.
Boom, boom. All right. So, Brett, what do we need to know about this bike polo bike? What's going on with it?
Well, it's basically a trek bike with a polo fork on the front, which is just beefed up steel fork with disc brake, and a really low gear ratio, so you can accelerate quick. And that's pretty much it. And it's got these goofy wheel covers on it.
Mustache, either turn his wheels or come around to the backside and look at his rotor guard, dude. This is probably one of the most genius bits of tech I've seen on a bicycle.
That's a pretty primitive one. I've got a nicer rotor guard from a 26-inch build, and then
Now, are these custom or?
this was actually like part of a run. This from a no longer active club. They out in Russellville, Arkansas. They had a bunch of them, and those are all just like prototypes that they were going to take into production, I think. But
And then they realized nobody plays bike polo.
yeah,
We're like, oh, we don't have a very big customer base. No, that's really cool. I know some guys who ride mountain bikes that would be super handy for.
Mm-hmm.
How many grams does it weigh?
that one's real chunky. There's a company out of France that makes carbon and polycarb rotor guards.
Okay. That seems counterintuitive. I think if I want a rotor guard, I want it to also be steel. But I guess anything to keep it from bending the rotor is all you really care about. Interesting.
I had a polycarb one. That one lasted me a couple seasons.
It was stiff.
Yeah. It was a really deep,
Oh, geez.
piece of plastic. So, it was light, which was great. Man,
All the disc guards on dirt bikes are plastic.
Interesting. Why don't they have mountain bikes? Why don't they have derailleur cages?
Why don't dirt bikes have trailers? I don't know, man.
They have some sort of hinged derailleur cage that like only moves slowly, but if it jerks, it stops it.
Yeah.
Kind of like with I think the axis derailleurs have some sort of
Mm-hmm.
thing like that. If it takes a really hard hit, it
Mhm.
just moves out of the way like crazy. Some hits it with a certain amount of force.
That'd be smart.
Yeah, dude. So bike polo, you play bike polo all over the country. People should look it up. I think it's a hard thing maybe to talk about.
Yeah.
You have to see it.
If you want to come play, go check out Brett Plays twice a week.
Yeah.
St.
STL
Louis
Bike Polo.
STL Bike Polo.
Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. We play usually Sundays is the most popular day right now because we don't have a whole lot of daylight on Wednesday evenings, but we during the summer play Wednesday and Sunday. A lot of fun. The community is amazing, which is really the selling point for me. I got into it.
Looks fun, yeah.
It's a whole lot of fun. I've gone and hung out before.
Dude, I want to go. I'm gonna make money going. I want to go. So we got a lot of things to do.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go bike pole game.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to go. We're gonna go snowboarding and skiing. No, snowboarding.
Failing at snowboarding. Just
no,
a crash.
I'm not gonna fail, man. We'll be great.
Just a crash through.
I'm gonna be fully geared up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just pads all over the place.
Yeah.
Helmet, of course.
But it's snow.
Yeah, I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna be a natural probably.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that'll
You got
be fun. But yeah, no, bike polo is awesome too because bike polo is like if you mix bikes and hockey, which are my two favorite things. My daughter always has known that it was always blues hockey, mountain biking, then her.
Priorities, man.
Said that has been well established from the time she was like a year old. And she was about 2 years old when I started riding. It is. She gets it, dude. That's why I was able to open this bike shop, dude. She didn't understand that, then there's no way I could have opened this bike shop. But that's been burned into her. The Blues won the Stanley Cup. That happened in 2019. And then they opened the Eureka Mountain Bike Park. Technically happened in 2019, but didn't actually open until 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got both of those. And then she didn't do nothing. She did nothing cool in 2019. I should probably have a podcast now. But yeah, we're over an hour. So go watch some bike polo videos. It's really awesome. Super fun to watch. Or look up STL Bike Polo and then go find out when a match is and go down there and hoot and holler. And it should be an exciting time.
Yeah, we got loads of loaner bikes and gear, so.
Oh, dope. So we can participate.
Yeah, anybody's welcome to try.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You don't even need your own bike. They got the bike for you.
Like, yeah. Oh, and if people are listening, so they should like, subscribe. They should turn on notifications. They should go to their other apps and subscribe and like it and leave nice reviews. Do all those things.